welcome you. It's another day, another hour, another episode of the Ty Walker Show. I'm your host, Ty Walker. Today, we'll be talking about a lot today, especially the Chiefs. Main topic today. We got some Monday Night Football going on tonight. But first, we're going to start off with some breaking news in the NFL. First bit of breaking news. Buffalo Bills sign running back Leonard Fournette. I really don't know the details on this signing. I was told this by a friend of mine. I have not really had the time to look into the details. So, all I know, Bills sign running back Leonard Fournette. There'll probably be most likely details right here in the bottom of the screen for details. But yeah, great running back depth for the Bills. Obviously, they have James Cook and, Latavius Murray. So adding on to the running back depth for the Buffalo Bills. Other breaking news is Kirk Cousins out for the year with a torn Achilles. So not good for the Minnesota Vikings, who just get to a 500 record, now at 4-4. Possible new starter is rookie from BYU, Jaren Hall. Not a good season so far for Minnesota. First, Justin Jefferson goes on IR. A rough start to the season. They get right back to 500, and boom, there goes their quarterback. He's out for the season. And now they have to rely on a rookie in Jaren Hall. Jaren Hall was decent at BYU, but I think this might be the end of the road this year for the Vikings. They were starting to look like a sneaky team, but now it doesn't look like it anymore, and it looks like this team may be done for. Well, let's go into the main topic of today's show. Well, its topic, I would like to say, is called All Streaks Come to the End at Some Point. The Chiefs had an 8-year win streak against Denver. I mean, alone, that's impressive. You very rarely see that big of dominance in the NFL with just one team. Chiefs able to win against the Denver Broncos for 8 seasons. But the Chiefs finally fall to the Denver Broncos, losing 24-9 in Denver. First time Denver has beat them in 8 years. Chiefs fall to 6-2. Denver advances to 3-5. Chiefs stay the number 1 seed, though, in the AFC. But there's plenty of blame to go around in this one. It's not all on one person. People always like to put it on one person, but it's not on one person. It's on multiple people. Number 1, I have 7 points here on blame. Number 1, Mahomes was not feeling well. Maybe should not have been playing, had the flu. Now, I don't think the game would have gone better if Blaine Gabbert played. But it definitely did not look like Mahomes should have been out there. Number 2, Marquez Valdes-Scantling had a big fumble that led to a Broncos touchdown and a huge drop that would have been a first down. Not his best day whatsoever, coming off what was his best game of the season against LA into what is most likely his worst game of the season now against Denver. Number 3, Mecole Hardman. Yes, the guy we got from New York, previous Chief. Big fumble on a punt. This was not a fix for the special team. We thought, Hardman, we're bringing him in. 6th-round pick, all we got to give up. He's going to be a help in special teams. Comes in, second game back, muffs a punt, leads to another Broncos touchdown. Not the answer. Number 4, Sky Moore. Yes, again, we're talking about Sky Moore. Drops a ball in the end zone on 4th down that would have given the Chiefs a touchdown. Would have been their most likely only touchdown of the game. But once again, the Sky Moore problems happen again, and more Chiefs fans going on Twitter and saying, well, we could have had George Pickens. I mean, we could have. Levish decided to go Sky Moore, but I think the Sky Moore hypes, if there was any, needs to come to the end now. Number 5, turning the ball over 5 times doesn't help. It doesn't. 2 fumbles, 3 picks. It doesn't help at all. Never good whenever you turn the ball over 5 times. Number 6, Chiefs were 0-3 in the red zone. Ouch. Now, this season against Denver, they only had 1 touchdown in the red zone all year in both matches. So, a little bit sloppy against Denver in the red zone. Everyone thought, oh, we're bringing in Mecole Hardman, going to fix the red zone problems. Did not at all. Number 7, my final point. No touchdowns at all. 3 field goals and 0. Yes, 0 points in the second half. Not good. Very sloppy football on the offense. Now he flips to the other side of the ball. The defense was still good. Don't let the score fool you. The defense was excellent. The Chiefs defense kept the team in the game most of this game. The offense just couldn't get it going. Chiefs get 6 sacks on Russell Wilson. Karlaftis a big game, 2.5 sacks. One of those was a strip sack. One of those sacks he shared with Charles Minahu. Drue Tranquill, 1 sack. Leo Chenal, 1 sack. Mike Dana, 1 sack. Bad news is we lost a couple of linebackers. We expect them, though, hopefully, to be back by next week. Willie Gay, he got injured. Same with Drue Tranquill. Always sucks whenever those guys get injured. Obviously, we lost Nick Bolton for 2 months, so we don't want these linebackers getting injured. So what's the fix? Well, trade deadline is tomorrow. The Chiefs need help and they need it fast. What's the main need? Well, wide receiver. Who could we go for? I got 3 names. 2 of these guys were for the Tennessee Titans. One of these guys were linked to the Chiefs in the offseason, DeAndre Hopkins. Would love to have DeAndre Hopkins. Another name that's been linked to the Chiefs, also a Titan, Treylon Burks. He wouldn't be a wide receiver 1 necessarily, but he would be a better wide receiver than what we got. And last, the person who I think we can most likely get is Hollywood Brown. Would love to have them, coming from one of the worst teams in football in the Arizona Cardinals. Would love to have Hollywood Brown on this team. Let's go ahead and move on here. It's still rock bottom in San Francisco. Last 3 games, they had taken L's, and Brock Purdy is not having himself a good last 3 games. 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. The Brock Purdy insanity run is now over. The Niners have lost 3 in a row. The Bengals look like they're starting to come back. You know, they did play a good team yesterday in Cincinnati. It did look like at first the Niners were rolling, and then just the wheels fell off the train, and the Niners lost 31-17. Did not look good. Starting to think Brock Purdy may not be anything special. May just be a system quarterback. Starting to look bad with some of these all-pros being missing. Christian McCaffrey, these Niners fans hoping he's the savior. It's starting to look like he is not the savior in San Francisco. Moving on. What happens in Jersey stays in Jersey. The battle of the mid, on what I like to call it. And it did not disappoint. It's a giant second-string quarterback versus a giant second-string quarterback. But hold up. You think that's wild? Tyrod Taylor ends up getting injured. So we got a third-string quarterback. Giants bring in third-stringer Tommy DeVito. And not going to lie, I think Danny DeVito could have played better than him. DeVito was 2 of 7 passing for -1 yards. All 7 passes came in that overtime period. Zach Wilson wasn't any better. 17 of 36 and for 240 and a tutty. Jets ended up winning this one in overtime. And Giants fans were pissed, and I don't blame them. They were booing because, you know, they weren't throwing the ball. And when they did throw the ball in overtime, it was balls behind the line of scrimmage to Saquon Barkley on screenplays. If I was a Giants fan, I'd be pissed too. Funny miss of the week goes to the Jaguars. We hate trolls. So does Duval. We all know Twitter. They have their fair share of trolls. One of them is a Pittsburgh Steelers troll named Pickensburg. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars took fun, and one of their posts on Twitter was trolling Steelers troll Pickensburg. And honestly, it was pretty hilarious. Jags weren't done there. Posted a funny video of when George Pickens was getting drafted, watching his getting drafted on the TV. But instead of him getting drafted, they put a picture of the Steelers losing to the Jags, trolling wide receiver George Pickens. Pretty hilarious. Got to give it to them, the Jaguars right there. You know, it's pretty funny. Well, it gets to the last topic of the day. We have the Monday Night Mid-Off today. It always seems like it's a mid-off on Monday night here recently. The 3-4 Raiders take on the 5-2 Lions. I think we all know how this one's going to go. Lions favored by 7.5. And I'm going to be honest here. I'd take it, and I believe the Lions will win outright. I guess if you're a Raiders fan, at least Jimmy G's back. But expect a blowout on Monday night. That's all I want to talk about on Monday Night Football. Well, short episode today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got to thank everyone behind the scenes. Script editor, Mr. Birdsong. Editor, me, Missouri Sports Network, and me, obviously, here making the video for everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Ty Walker, and peace!